Former Kentucky Governor and U.S. Senator Wendell Ford died today at the age of 90. We'll show you how this legend in Kentucky politics is being remembered.
Police in multiple counties are looking for an armed robber.
And it's official. Kentucky Agriculture Commissioner James Comer filing the paperwork needed to run for governor.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5.
He was a governor and a U.S. senator, but people say he'll be remembered for how he served his beloved state.
Wendell Ford, who spent 30 years in Kentucky politics, died today at the age of 90. WKYT's Phil Pendleton has more on Ford's legacy in our top story at 5.
Wendell Ford earned the respect of many here in Kentucky, and regardless of their political affiliation, many are saying how he fought for the state of Kentucky. Attorney General Jack Conway called him a lion of a public servant who had the heart and kindness of a lamb. Wendell Ford, who thought of himself as just a country boy from western Kentucky, served 3 years as governor, then served from 1974 to 1999 as a U.S. senator. He earned the respect from Republicans and Democrats.
Wendell Ford was one of the most effective political leaders that this state has ever seen. He was an amazing governor. He was an amazing U.S. senator. And, you know, he had some traits that too few politicians today have.
A proud Kentuckian who rose from page in the state house to governor of the state, Ford shaped the history of the Commonwealth in ways few others had before him.
Earlier today, I had an opportunity to sit down and speak with Wendell Ford's Lieutenant Governor, Julian Carroll, who went on to become governor and is now currently still a state senator. What he had to say coming up at 6 o'clock. But for now, in Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Ford's funeral arrangements have not been made, but the governor says part of it will include him being honored in the Capitol Rotunda. We have more information on Wendell Ford. He was born September 8, 1924 in Owensboro. He attended the University of Kentucky and was a World War II veteran. His career in politics began when he served as a chairman in the Burt T. Combs 1959 campaign for governor. In 1965, Ford won his first election serving as state senator to Kentucky's 8th district. 2 years later, he became Kentucky's lieutenant governor and then governor in 1971 before moving on to the U.S. Senate in 1974. Finally retiring in 1999. So much history and such a legacy.
And gracious comments from people from both parties. He really was a man for the people.
Absolutely. Well, turning now to the weather, our end of the week forecast includes a little bit of winter for you.
That's right. Chris Bailey loves this. He's tracking the chance for snow in parts of the area. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey's here with more on when and where it could fall.
I got to admit, though, guys, yes, I like my winter weather, but I've been spoiled over the past several days like a lot of folks out there. So today's cloudy, cold weather really making it feel even colder because of the nice weather we've had of late. But it is later tomorrow night, we're going to track some wintry weather and the potential for some sticking snows into parts of central and eastern Kentucky. That system is throwing some clouds our way now. Those clouds show up on your live sky cam over top of Hamburg Pavilion. Temperatures, as we mentioned, cold 36 degrees now into Lexington. So instead of that bone dry atmosphere we were talking about yesterday, it's up to 70% as of now, so we are indeed moistening up the atmosphere, and that is a sign of things to come. There you notice all the clouds that are coming in from the south and southwest. That's a lot of moisture with a big storm that has dumped a ton of snow into parts of Texas, and it is still snowing in the Lone Star State. But it is this same storm system that will take a track due eastward toward the Florida Panhandle, then hug the eastern seaboard over the next couple of days. A track like that is going to bring some wintry weather into central and eastern Kentucky. Now, the prime time for that would be from Friday evening into very early Saturday morning. Rain and a bit of a mix will break out tomorrow during the day. That'll change over to wet snow, and I do expect some sticking snow. The first call for snowfall, guys, comes your way in less than 10 minutes.
Police want to know if the same person is behind a string of robberies in central Kentucky. 2 of them happened this morning, just 30 minutes apart at a check cashing business in Frankfort and one in Versailles. WKYT's Sam Smith is tracking the investigation.
Police say the suspect waited around outside of Cash Express here on Lexington Road, waiting for it to open. Police say around 9:30 this morning, the suspect robbed the store at gunpoint. Police say he took an undisclosed amount of cash and a cell phone. They say he was in this car, a dark-colored Suburban. Police in Frankfort say a very similar car was spotted after a robbery at Check Into Cash off Versailles Road in Frankfort. That robbery was around 10 o'clock. The suspect stole an undisclosed amount of cash from here, too. No one was hurt here. Police say the description of the robber in both cases is similar, and they're looking into a possible connection. They also say the same suspect could be behind recent robberies in Lexington and Nicholasville. They hope someone comes forward after seeing these images to help police catch the robber, and that these businesses are being targeted during their most vulnerable times.
People that commit crimes like this, that's when they look for people that are businesses that don't have as many customers in there, and they're looking for, normally people when they open may have their guard down a little bit, or when they're closing.
Police say no one here was hurt. In Versailles, Sam Smith, WKYT.
The Cash Express store in Versailles is offering a $3,000 reward for an arrest and a conviction.
Agricultural Commissioner James Comer officially kicking off his campaign for Kentucky governor this morning. Comer filed his paperwork to run before holding a rally for supporters. WKYT's Whitney Wetzel was there for the campaign kickoff.
Republican James Comer officially marked the start of his 2015 campaign this morning by announcing his plans to run for Kentucky governor.
It's imperative that we have a leader who provides Kentucky with a bold vision, that people be able to elect a leader who has a record of achievement, a leader who has a belief that we can make Kentucky better for all Kentuckians. And today I stand here to take that journey with our Commissioner of Agriculture and the next governor of the Commonwealth, Commissioner James Comer.
State Senator Chris McDaniel from Northern Kentucky announced he'll run for lieutenant governor alongside Comer, who's in his first term as Agriculture Commissioner. Both candidates discussed issues they plan to address during their candidacy. Unemployment rates, job growth, and business expansion are at the top of their list. Comer and McDaniel have been raising money for their campaign since September, and today they made it official.
With your help, we will win this primary in May. Then we will win that general election in November. Then we will take the oath of office on those steps of this Capitol in December. And then this time next year, Chris and I will present a bold agenda to the members of the General Assembly that will change this state forever in one legislative session.
Comer is the second Republican to file for governor. Candidates have until 4 o'clock on January 27th to file for statewide office. In Frankfort, Whitney Wetzel, WKYT.
Former Supreme Court Justice Will T. Scott is the only other Republican to file to run for governor so far. Former Louisville Councilman Hal Heiner is also expected to join the Republican race. Attorney General Jack Conway and Jeff Young are the only Democrats who have filed.
Our county-by-county coverage begins in Bracken County, where funeral arrangements have been made for a man killed in an overpass collapse. Brandon Carl died Monday when the overpass crashed onto I-75 in Cincinnati. Carl's visitation is Saturday from 5 to 8 at the Augusta Independent School gym. His funeral will be held there at 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. A Campbell County judge gave a carjacking suspect a $250,000 bond today, calling him a danger to others. William Sellers made his first court appearance on kidnapping, theft, and wanton endangerment charges. Investigators say he carjacked this minivan with a disabled man inside after shoplifting cigarettes in Newport yesterday. Sellers is due back in court next Thursday. It's only been open 6 months, but a Kentucky outlet mall is already planning a pretty big expansion. The outlet shops of the Bluegrass and Shelby County plan to add several thousand extra square feet. A spokesperson says that the mall will early today said the stores might be coming soon. If the state approves that plan, the new stores could be open by Christmas. Well, the Cats are on the road again this weekend. This time, their trip takes them to a place where they have struggled in the last year.
WKYT's Rob Bromley's here now with a preview in our Big Blue coverage. Hi, Rob.
Hello, Coach John Calipari getting ready to take his team to South Carolina this weekend. And of course, the question came up today of the Cats' last trip to Columbia last March. This was the game where the wheels simply came off. Calipari thrown out. Assistant John Robick left to coach the rest of the way. Now, the Cats did come back, lost the game by only 5, 72-67. Afterwards, Aaron Harrison made a comment that the Cats could still write their story, a great story.
Well, he didn't say there'd be a great story. What he said is we can do what we want. We can write our own story. and I think we will. That's kind of what he said. And, you know, that game was in March. I look back on last year, and I'm amazed that we were able to pull it together.
I mean, I knew it was a horrible feeling. I just remember just having that bad feeling when they rushed the court and stuff like that.
So the Cats are on the road again this weekend as they go into South Carolina Saturday afternoon. Tip-off will be at noon on ESPN. Coming up in sports, Cal looking for more from his offense down the stretch. Sam Amber, I'll have that for you just a little bit before 6.
Rob, thank you. And before that game last March, the Cats had won 6 in a row over South Carolina.